What up, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Fencer Princer, SoundCloud, SoundClicks, your boy Tone202. And I know I've already talked about this on my live, but I like to put up shorter videos because somebody might not want to listen to a live chat that's like 2 hours long. But, my peoples be on there, be wanting to talk, so I go live. Anyways, for you people who want to see a shorter version of what is said in the live about the NBA and about, the way I think and how I, come up with the NBA is fixed and how I look at the NBA, these shorter videos are definitely for you. And I always say thank you for stopping by, hanging out with the old dude. And I hate to sound like a commercial like everyone else, but if you ever want to hear me go live, just, subscribe and hit the bell thing. And then we could chat it up. Anyways, look, the Pacers haven't beat the Cavs in a playoff game in I don't know how long. This is one thing I also have to tell you guys. I don't watch the games. I haven't watched a game of football or baseball or basketball, a full game, since about 20, 25 years for basketball for sure. Football, maybe about 10 to 12 years. I don't know. 2009, that's when I stopped watching football. Anyways, the NBA is fixed, the NFL is fixed, the MLB is fixed. It's all fixed. All sports are fixed, and they're all fixed for the ratings. That's what it's all about. That's why Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl, is because of the ratings would have went down because they're tired of seeing him winning. It's all about the ratings, people. But nonetheless, Tom Brady was in the Super Bowl because everybody wants to see if he will win or not. It's the same thing going on with LeBron James. You're right. LeBron James isn't going to lose in the first round. In the first round, he's the most clutch guy in the playoffs that there ever was. He's probably been to more playoffs than anyone. Nonetheless, has he been to more finals? I'm not sure. I think he's coming close to it. He hasn't won more finals than Jordan has, but nonetheless, I think he's been in more finals. I don't know. One of you basketball gurus can, point that out. Nonetheless, okay, so here's part of my pattern. Here's part of the way I look at things when it comes to basketball. I look at the past and then I work my way up to the future. And here's one thing I want to point out. I want to point out some things. Just looking at the schedule right here. There's some things that are very clear about this schedule when you look at it from the beginning to, from its inception to where we are right now. Who knew that the Blazers was going to get swept? Who saw that coming? But everybody knew that the Spurs were not going to come anywhere close to beating Golden State. I take the Celtics over the Bucks. I've been saying that. Cleveland over the Pacers. Who knew that the Thunder was going to be, taken out by the Jazz? I did not see that coming. I had the Thunder all day. But then again, when it comes to the ad revenue, Russell Westbrook is just not doing too good on the ad revenue. And now they have Carmelo Anthony, who is definitely not doing very well when it comes to the ad revenues. The ad revenues are what pay for these huge, huge, huge contracts. LeBron has a $33 million contract. He's made probably $60, $70 million outside of the NBA, but involving the NBA. So that's how sports are fixed for the ad ratings. That's what it's all about. It's all about the Nielsen ratings. You saw the drop in the Nielsen ratings for football last year. Each game dropped 1.6 million eyeballs. Okay? They did that because they was figuring it was too predictable. That rating is going to go up because Tom Brady did not win, but nonetheless he went. The same thing with LeBron James. LeBron James and Tom Brady are two in the same. All right? They are the resident kings at the sport that they're in. Okay, they have more eyeballs on them than anybody else collectively. It is what it is. So when I see that LeBron James beats the Pacers again in Game 7, which I already called, it was just so obvious that it was going to happen. Most people already knew that it was going to happen. It's just like, this is no big deal. But when you start to look and see how things are turning out, you're just like, this is the same thing we saw last year and the year before. Look, Steph Curry is sitting down. Nobody cares, okay? Because we all know that Steph Curry has to sit down. The team has to be weakened, or they'll just dominate and go right to the playoffs, through the playoffs to the final and win. But they sit Steph Curry down with that fake injury he has. And now you got the Celtics are probably going to beat the Bucks. The Raptors are definitely going to beat the Wizards. So then Cleveland is going to face the Raptors, I think. If Cleveland faces the Raptors, you're looking at the same storyline that happened in 2016 where they missed 12 foul shots in Game 7 just so Cleveland can go to the finals. If that happens and Steph Curry is sitting down, which means they're not going to win the division championship, this means that you're looking at James Harden going into the championship and facing LeBron. Now, with that scenario happen, with the Rockets are known to fold in the playoffs. But so is LeBron in the earlier years, but not of late. LeBron is having a stellar year. I mean, he's doing things that nobody else has ever done. You know what I'm saying? He's breaking records left and right. Listen, for the MVP competition for the year, you were looking at Russell Westbrook, who was patting the stats. You were looking at James Harden, who's balling out of control. You're looking at Anthony Davis, who just got whooped by the Warriors. And you were looking at Steph Curry, who's not even playing now. I mean, really, there's only one other person in LeBron James' way, and he's not doing even half the things LeBron James is doing. They're knocking him down like dominoes. Anybody who's a threat to LeBron winning is being knocked down and knocked out. Everyone. So it's no mistake that the Oklahoma City Thunder is no longer in the runnings. There goes your other MVP for the year challenger. You know, Russell, you did too good. You worked yourself out of a job. I'm just saying, you guys. There's a rhythm to everything, and even I didn't see that coming. But there's a rhythm to everything. And the rhythm is falling right in line. Listen, I don't use gematria for you guys who... Do you use gematria? No, I don't. I don't know anything about gematria. I don't care to learn anything about gematria. It's not my thing. I don't use a number system. I just use... I used to be, into advertisement. You know, I used to work in marketing and promotion. So that's kind of how I look at the NBA and all sports as a marketing promotions. And you see the way these teams are being knocked out and knocked around, the Heat's out of it. You know, 76ers are looking good, but 76ers are too young to win in the big time. But nonetheless, it's quite a storyline. You know, the Pelicans looking good, but the Pelicans are going to get wiped away by the Thunder. So there goes Anthony Davis, who was another MVP contender. There goes that out of the way. Oladipo out of the way. Okay? And that's just how it's going to go. The Celtics aren't really a threat anymore because they lost their number one player. And they got another player who's hurt. So no Kyrie Irving. So that storyline is not going to mesh very well. Who cares about the Raptors? The Raptors are the number one seed in the East, but who gives a dang? Sorry, Canada, it's just not going to happen. Okay? It's not going to happen. The better storyline is Cleveland going up against the 76ers. That's going to be a nice game. That's going to be nice, all 7 games. That's going to be worth watching. I'm just here to tell you guys, look, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the NBA is fixed. You know what I'm saying? It's been fixed. It is what it is. You know? You guys can hope for more, but just enjoy it for what it is. There's a rhythm, and once you look at the rhythm of things and look at last year and then the year before's rhythm, you're just like, this is all fixed. It's all a show. You know? When you look at LeBron's scoring in okay, let's look at his scoring in Game 7. In Game 7, he scores he scores 45 points. He plays for 43 minutes. All right, let's go back and look at Game 5. If I can find it here. Game 5. Game 6, where they got blown away by 34 points. And then when you do look at this, look at okay, let's take the Pacers and let's look at the one person who was supposed to be getting on LeBron's nerves, which was Lance Stevenson, I believe. Let's see, did he play? Lance Stevenson played 27 minutes when they were down by 30. When they lost by 34. Let's go to Game 7. Let's have another look at this. Game 7. Lance Stevenson played for 12 minutes. You notice the trend here? This was the one person that the whole narrative behind him was he was getting on LeBron's nerves because he was guarding him so well, or whatever it was. Nonetheless, why don't you play this person if he's getting under LeBron's skin? Why did he play for 27 minutes in one game where you blew him out and then you sit him down? He played not even half that much in the next game. It makes sense that it's fixed, and this is how they're fixing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, really. Okay, once again, LeBron James, 43 minutes, 45 points. The rest of his teammates had 48 points collectively to win this game. Let's go back and look at Game 7, or Game 6. Sorry, guys. Game 6, right here. Let's look and see some of the scores here. Okay. LeBron James. He had 22 points. And he played for 31 minutes. Okay? He doubled that in game 7. 45 points to 22 points. He doubled that. All right? So there's a clear correlation between somebody who's watching him very well and slowing him down, being on the court more, and then you take that person off the court, and then the number one person in the whole league doubles his points. This is not rocket science, people. Played for 31 minutes and he doubled his points. All right? He also played more in Game 7. But he doubled his points and Stevenson wasn't on him. I'm just saying, these guys are playing with you guys. I mean, you start picking this all apart. Anyways, I can go into more analytics and more details, but I'm sure you guys get bored with this type of stuff very quick. Anyways, the NBA is fixed. You guys take it easy.